changed the way I've done things, and it has helped me in my success. You have to be intentional. To set yourself up for success, you have to plan for it. Nothing's ever going to change unless you make the decision that it's going to change. You have it inside of you, and the tools are there. You just have to use them. Welcome to Creating Creative Success with Carolyn Mara. I'm Carolyn Mara, and this is another episode of Creating Creative Success. I'm excited about this one because this is really an important part of being successful, and it is productivity, habits, setting yourself up for success. And it's something that has taken me a long time to master. I actually won't even say that I've mastered it yet. I think mastery comes, I don't know. But I will say that I have improved my habits. I've changed the way I've done things, and it has helped me in my success. And so today, I want to talk all about it. And I think it's important to note that often people feel like, okay, it's January, new year, I'm going to set myself up for success now. You can start this at any point in the year. You can say, this is the last quarter. Let me do this last 3 months strong. It's the middle of the year. I've started my first half. Now I'm going to make the next half the best half. It doesn't matter when you choose to make the decision to create a better life for yourself, create a stronger business for yourself. The important thing is that you make the decision and you start today. This episode is important to me to share with you because I'm also going to share some of the mistakes that I've made. And I spent years working at my business, at my art, at my social media without really having a plan, an intentional plan. And being intentional is one of the first things that I want to talk about, because to set yourself up for success, you have to plan for it. You have to understand what it is. If you just keep burning the candle at both ends, you exhaust yourself and you often do more work than you need to do. So setting an intention and figuring out how you're going to do it is step one. Nothing's ever going to change unless you make the decision that it's going to change. What I have learned over the years is that everything goes hand in hand. To have success in my business, I have to have a full routine for myself and habits that I create for myself that promote a healthy lifestyle, and it all feeds into one another. So for example, when I'm choosing to drink more water, when I'm exercising, when I'm meditating, that's something that if you look throughout the history of the last 5-10 years even, I have gone in phases of meditation and moments when I actually consciously choose to take that 10 minutes. While it's 10 minutes taken out of my schedule in the day, I get back tenfold because I bring focus to myself. One of the most important things that I've learned in the last 2 years, and I'm not sure exactly the first place that I heard it, but you know how sometimes when you hear something once, it starts popping up all over the place, and I heard it, and then I heard it again and again, and it is that my day, the success of my day, is dependent on the night before. And it's something that really stayed with me. Often people say, tomorrow I am going to start my new life. Tomorrow I'm going to wake up and I'm going to exercise. I'm going to get up earlier. I'm going to be a morning person. I'm going to fill my tub of water and I'm going to drink more than I ever drink. But the truth is, in order for you to have a successful tomorrow, you have to start the night before. And I like to give examples of this. If you want your morning to be calm, but you don't have gas in your car, if you take the time the night before to go fill the car with gas, then you're setting yourself up the next day to get where you need to go without any stress. It's something that I always did long before I did it for myself. I did it for my children. In my house, we keep all of the backpacks by the front door. The computers are plugged in by the front door so that nobody forgets anything, and uniforms are laid out the night before. And this just helps our mornings go really smooth. And it's something that I did, but I never actually explained the why to them. And so making them aware and conscious of the fact that, you know what, if we leave everything by the front door, then in the morning when we're grabbing it and leaving, we're not all of a sudden saying, oh no, Is my book in the bag? Is my computer here? Is it charged? Everything is done the night before to make our morning successful. So why not do that for myself? If I plan to exercise the next day, why not leave my exercise clothes out the night before? Then I've reminded myself there's no question they're there. I'm going to exercise. Maybe take your jug of water and leave it on your kitchen counter. Empty, open, ready to be filled, but you don't have to remember to grab it and fill it in the morning. It's already there for you. And you're giving yourself that one step ahead to get things done. Now, your morning, the smoother your morning goes, the more calm that you can be in the morning, the more everything gets done. By the time that you are ready to set yourself up to start whatever it is you're going to do for your business that day, you're starting on a good foot. You've gotten a bunch of things done. Nothing has been hectic. Well, maybe it's a little hectic, but it's less hectic. And it's important to set yourself up. So again, and I'll continue to say this, it's something that once I heard, I started hearing it in different places. And I'm like, oh, nice reminder. But I serve myself by preparing what I need the next day, the night before. I plan the night before. If I can get up 10 minutes early and do a meditation the night before, I do that. Sometimes I wait until I've gotten all the kids, everybody's at school, everything's done. I grab my coffee, I get home, and I say, okay, now I'm going to spend my 10 minutes meditating before I exercise, after I exercise. At least I've set my mind and my body ready to continue for the day. I want to bring up something that I heard called revenge relax. I don't know if you've heard it before, but revenge relax is when you say, I've worked so hard all day, I deserve to relax tonight. I deserve to grab a glass of wine or grab a beer and sit down and do nothing and scroll my phone and watch, I don't know, reality TV or whatever it is that you want to do. You feel like you deserve that time to do whatever you want to do, even if it's not good for you. Have some candy, whatever, because you worked so hard, you deserve that moment. But that time that you're spending at night for your I deserve to relax is actually revenge on yourself, because these are the things that are not setting you up for the next day. They're not going to allow you to be successful the next day. And then you're going to wake up, you're going to be disheveled, your stuff isn't ready, maybe you're hungover, or you feel like you ate late into the night. You're not happy with the way that things went, and you start your day rough, and then you work all day and you're exhausted, and then you come home and you want your glass of wine and you want to watch TV and you don't want to do anything because you deserve it. So you need to reframe the way that you're thinking about it. And while everybody should have a night here and there to do what they want to do, you might not feel like you need to give away that night to, what's the right word, like temptations, if you set yourself up from the beginning. So again, instead of next time saying, tomorrow I'm going to start this new habit, why don't you say, tonight I'm going to start this new habit. Tonight I'm going to set myself up. This is the first night of the rest of my life, and I'm going to set myself up so that tomorrow is a better day. The other thing that I like that I learned about with habits is sometimes creating new habits can really be modifying. Let me use an example. To create a new habit, it might be difficult. You might love to have snacks at 10 o'clock at night, and you know that's not good for you. And so you want to stop those snacks. And this is going to be your new habit, no eating at night. But that's a difficult habit to break, and it's something that you've been doing for a long time, and you like that snack. And so what if you choose to change something else? Hear me out. I heard this one and loved it. What if you start brushing your teeth and getting fully ready for bed a few hours earlier? You have kids, you brush your teeth with your kids, you wash your face with them. You do all the things that you would do at the very end of the night a few hours earlier. Now you can still read your book or watch something or whatever else it is that you're going to do, but brushing your teeth signifies that you're done eating. So by changing the habit of when you brush your teeth, you're inadvertently changing the habit of eating because your brain is telling you, I'm done for the night. So trying to find alternative things to change in order to help you break certain things and create better habits can help facilitate that. If you don't know where to begin, another thing that you can do to set yourself up for success is cleaning up your space. Spring cleaning, fall cleaning, New Year cleaning, whatever you want to call it. Having a clean workspace, home, environment is proven to help you be calmer and more successful. And even if you take one drawer at a time, it's something that I've actually recently been doing, pulling things out of my closet and reorganizing them and getting rid of stuff that I don't know. And I'll tell you, I walk in there and it feels so good in there because I know that the things that don't fit me aren't in there. Old pilly sweatshirts that I loved so much and I didn't want to get rid of because they were comfy and cozy, but I have other ones that look a little bit better and it was time to let them go. And whether it's in my personal space, my bathroom, my closet, or in my workspace, my desk, cleaning off your desk, maybe that's the first thing you should do today. All right, I'm going to clean my desk up around my computer, not just organize it, physically clean it, light a candle, make it smell nice and fresh in there. And then you sit down and you're like, oh, what a lovely place to work. What a great setup I have. And your mind feels fresher and open, and you can accomplish more when you feel like that. The overwhelm of having a bunch of stuff all around you is really a thing. You know what? If you feel completely overwhelmed with what you have in your space, maybe you take a notepad and you go sit at Starbucks, or you go to your local library. My daughter takes dance classes in the libraries next door. It's quite nice to sit at a table in a library. It's quiet. You're surrounded by books. You're not responsible for anything in there, and you can get something done. So if you just need a separate space to do it, you can start there to create your list. And then when you come home, make a use space, a space that you can sit down with your computer that feels nice and refreshing and like you can get things done. Because you know what? You might actually get more done in that space than you would if you were surrounded by mess. And these are all things, small things that we can do for ourselves to set ourselves up for success. The whole point of all of this is setting ourselves up for the success that we are capable of. And by starting and creating the life, the surroundings that you want for yourself, you're going to set yourself up to create the business and the life that you want for yourself. If you ever heard the saying, if it's not a hell yes, it's a no, that was a hard one for me to wrap my head around. And I was a yes person. And you know, there are moments in life that being a yes person is really good. When you're young, when you're starting over, when you just need a complete change, yes, I'm going to do it. There's also a time where you need to be a no person. And when you are building your own brand and your own business, you have to choose yes for yourself and no for others. And it's not always easy. It certainly isn't easy for me. Choosing to say no to somebody else might actually mean saying yes to yourself. And you have to think about it like that. Wow, no to you is yes to me. So in the end, maybe I'm still being a yes person. You cannot spread yourself too thin. And when people are asking of you and you don't feel like you actually have it in you to do it, then you probably don't, and you need to say no. If all of this stuff feels really overwhelming, or you think, okay, I want to be that person, and I get what you're saying, but I don't know exactly how to achieve it, how I want to be somebody else. No, how I want to transform my life so that I can be a better version of myself. One of the ways to do it is to romanticize this other life. I have some friends who are really huge on vision boards and mood boards and putting it out into the universe. And also by creating a vision board or a mood board like that, it can help excite you. And excitement is a really powerful way to get things done. And you can do it grabbing a poster board and a bunch of magazines. You can also just go on Pinterest. I love Pinterest. And I love creating private little boards of saying, okay, it's winter in Miami, so we don't have quite the winter that you would get up north and the snow and the boots. So how can I make winter in Miami fun? And let me see what kind of winter in Miami outfits look like and create kind of a board where then I'm like, oh, this feels nice. I could still have some tea in the evening and cozy up with a book, even though it's warm outside, and try to create a vision of what this new you looks like. You want to portray the person until you become the person. So what does this person do? They're waking up early. They're setting themselves up for success. They're putting everything out. They are creating lists so that they know what it is that they need to get done to succeed in their business. All of the things that the ideal person who is successfully running a business and creating art is going to do, how they look, how they feel. Let's put it all into this vision board, and then let's try to embody this person. It's a fake it till you make it, but you're not even going to fake it. You're going to find it, and then you're going to achieve it. You're going to look into it, and you're going to create it for yourself. We've talked routines. We've talked habits. We've talked vision boards, creating a mood, figuring it out. Let's talk setting goals, creating goals and setting goals. What is the long-term goal? What do you need to do to achieve that goal? How are you going to get there? If you've got a year ahead of you, or you've got 3 months ahead of you, or you've got a week ahead of you, let's find little things to get to where we're going and write them all down. I love writing things down. I love using the notes app in my phone, the reminders app in my phone, notepads, journals. I like to write things out. I like to cross things off. I'm definitely known to write more, not more than I have to do, but literally everything that I have to do so that I can quickly cross some things off and feel accomplished. And I set things up in categories. Okay, I'm an artist. I'm growing my business. Section over here. I have to paint for these people. Who do I have to paint for? When is it due? What order is my cue? A couple of notes about each thing, size, color, just so that I can make sure that I have the canvases that I need. Done. Section number 2, social media, posts that I'm doing that are sponsored, posts that I'm doing for myself. What am I creating? I film every time I paint. What can I make from that? Devote a little bit of time to listening to trending sounds, see if there's something that I can put there. I have different social medias, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Pinterest. What am I putting? How often am I posting? Then we're going to move over. Podcast. What's the podcast going to be about? Take notes, figure out how to do that. My class. What am I working on for my class? What's the goal of the week? Am I recording? Am I writing? Am I creating newsletters? Whatever it is. Book. If I finished a chapter, is an editor reading it? Where are we? I have so many different things going on that encompass the business that I'm building. And if I can't see all of it and figure out where am I going to use my time and what am I going to do and what do I need to have accomplished in the short term and in the long term, it becomes very difficult to balance. So I like to write it all out, and I make plans, and my plans help me be productive. And if I were to look at all of this and say, this is all I have to do today, it becomes a lot. But I need to make sure that I'm working on my mental health, that I'm exercising, that I'm doing all the other things that I need to do, and let it feed in seamlessly. And on top of all of these different things, I'm a mother to 3 children, and that is a huge part of my life and a huge piece that I love and I take very seriously, and making sure that everybody is set with what they have to do and the projects that they're doing and where they're going, what activities they have. One's rehearsing for a play, one has a sporting game, the other one has a dance recital. Managing all of it and making sure everybody gets where they have to go has to fit into everything else. So as overwhelming as it is, I have to get myself to bed at night, and I have to choose to wake up ready to start my day. And after I get all of the children off and everything done for myself, sit down and pick up my list and say, what is going to get accomplished today? What needs to get accomplished today? What can I outsource? That's a whole other piece of productivity. Like, I'm one person, and I have to make sure that I am able to delegate certain things to others so that everything gets done. And from being the artist and the CEO and the CFO and all of the other pieces, you have to be able to know and learn your strengths and figure out where it is cost effective for you to outsource things to other people so that you don't burn yourself completely out. It's just never all going to get done. If there's one thing that I really want this episode to come, I like to tell little stories here and there because I want you to remember things. I want you to, even if you pick one thing out of this and say, wow, okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to put my water bottle in the kitchen tonight and I'm going to drink all of that water tomorrow because I'm going to wake up and fill it and I'm going to be reminded. I think it's really important to say that being productive, having good habits, it ebbs and flows in life. When you have difficult things going on, you might need to pick yourself back up and restart over. I certainly have to. I've had moments where I'm falling down, where I realize I'm not being nearly as productive as I want to be. I'm tired. I'm having that like revenge relax moment. I'm doing so much. I'm taking care of so many people. I just need to relax. And I say, okay, it's been tough. It's been rough. I'm going to pick myself back up tonight. Tonight, I'm going to make a change so that tomorrow can make a change. And even if you listen to this and you just take one or two little pieces from it, it makes you realize that you should put a water bottle on your kitchen counter tonight and fill it tomorrow morning and start your day drinking more water. I'm certainly not perfect. I ebb and flow in my productivity like everyone, in my habits, in my decision making. When things get tough, it's harder to get things done. You feel more need for sleep. You feel that revenge relax. Like, you know what? Life is really tough right now, and I deserve to relax at night. And you got to turn it around and you got to say, okay, I'm going to make a change tonight. I'm going to turn my life around tonight. I want to be more productive. I'm going to get to sleep earlier. I'm going to set myself up for success tomorrow. I'm going to put a water bottle on the kitchen counter to fill with water tomorrow so that I set myself up to be more hydrated. I'm going to put my exercise clothes out. I'm going to exercise and I'm going to start anew. I'm going to make a new list and maybe grab a new notepad and set myself up for success because I have the power to make the change and you have the power to make the change. It all in the end lies with you and your decision making. You can sit down and lay down and cry it out and say, you know what, I don't have it in me. Or you can stand up for the challenge and create success for yourself. And you have it inside of you and the tools are there. You just have to use them. I hope that you can take something that I said today and use it as motivation to turn your life around and start to create that successful business that you so desperately want and are capable of doing. So thank you for tuning in. I hope that you like and comment and subscribe and stay tuned for our next episode. If you have any questions, please leave them below. That's another episode of Creating Creative Success. I'm Carolyn Mara, and thank you for being here.